Welcome to the deep dive. We're jumping straight in today, looking at some really powerful source material. It's Paul's concluding prayer in Ephesians, chapter 3, verses 14 through 21. And this isn't just, a nice closing remark. It feels more like a blueprint.
That's a great way to put it. A blueprint for the church's spiritual foundation. And our mission here is to unpack that, to look at the main themes which are really interconnected. It boils down to, first, this idea of Christ's love being just, immeasurable, overwhelming. And second, how understanding that connects to God's power, which is described as, limitless.
Okay, so let's start where Paul starts. He doesn't launch straight into the cosmos, does he? He begins more internally. What's the very first thing he prays for? The immediate ask for the believers.
Yeah, he prays for them to be strengthened. Specifically, it says in their inner being. And what that means, essentially, for you listening, is the core of who they are. Their spirit, their will, maybe their deepest sense of self. That internal strength, that's the groundwork, the necessary root system, you could say, for everything else.
Right, so first get that inner strength sorted. And then once that foundation is there, where does he point their focus? It seems to shift pretty quickly outwards. He wants them to be able to grasp the breadth and length and height and depth of Christ's love. That's a lot of dimensions.
It is. And what's so fascinating is the goal itself. Trying to measure something the text basically defines as immeasurable. This love is presented as fundamentally beyond measure. Yet he uses these very concrete physical dimensions: length, breadth, height, depth. The way we measure things in our world.
Okay, but hold on. If the love is truly infinite, immeasurable, why even bring up measurements? Doesn't that just set up a contradiction? Kind of confusing.
Well, I think that's actually the brilliance of it. It's a rhetorical move. He uses those dimensions almost because they fail. He makes you reach for the most comprehensive language of space you have, only to make you realize instantly that Christ's love just bursts right through those limits. It's like an exercise designed to push your understanding to its absolute edge and then tip it over into realizing its true scale.
Ah, okay. So the attempt to grasp it, even if you can't fully succeed, is the key. And that makes sense because this idea flows directly into the prayer's big finale. It doesn't end with another request, does it? It ends with this incredible burst of praise. A doxology. Why that sudden shift?
Because the praise is the natural response to realizing the scope of that love and the power connected to it. The confidence, the certainty in that praise comes from the fact that God's power isn't some far-off thing. It's actively, right now, at work within believers, within you. This power isn't just potential, it's operational, stemming from being rooted in that love we just talked about.
And the text really emphasizes the scale of that power.
Yeah.
This is where we get that ultimate takeaway about God's capability, right? It says this power inside believers can do far more gloriously than they could possibly ask or even imagine.
Exactly. And that phrase, far more gloriously, is so important. It's not just a little bit more. It suggests the results go beyond the limits of human asking, beyond the limits of human thinking or imagining. The power doesn't just exceed our requests. It operates in reality beyond our comprehension of possibility. The resources available inside you are effectively limitless.
Wow. Okay, so let's bring this together for you, the listener. What's the journey here in these few verses? This deep dive shows this progression. You need that inner strength to even begin trying to comprehend this immeasurable love.
Yeah.
And being rooted in that love is what unleashes this absolutely boundless, unimaginable power already working inside you.
And maybe a final thought to chew on, connecting back to those dimensions: breadth, length, height, depth. They basically define physical reality as we experience it. So if describing the love requires pushing beyond single dimensions into this multidimensional language, what does that imply about the power that flows from it? The power that does far more gloriously than we can imagine? Does it suggest that power itself operates in ways, maybe in dimensions, that are just beyond our normal grasp? That's definitely something worth thinking about further.